It's my camera. Look, if I go like this, there you'll see my camera. And for some reason, look, and there you'll see little Dobby hiding behind my green screen. Because for some reason, this camera won't switch on, and only that camera will switch on. And it makes me look really red under this lighting. You know, I don't like it at all. That's why I usually use the other camera. But such is life. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geek Battle show. And today we're going to be discussing how red I am and like drawing attention to it, because apparently I look flushed. Now, on the Today Show, we're going to discuss all kinds of things. There's been all kinds of things. Apparently, there is a PS5 Pro, and it is £700 or $700 for an iteration.
It's much worse than that.
Sorry?
It's much worse than that. They released the prices.
Oh, okay, we'll get to it, Dev. We'll get to it. These are just the headlines. I have seen the movie The Substance, which isn't out for another couple of weeks, and I have some thoughts on it. I've been doing my best to catch up to the Rings of Power. And and I have some thoughts on that as well, and I'm sure there's all kinds of other stuff. But let's go around for our introductions round, where we will say who we are and give an interesting geek trivia fact in the quest for a bonus point on our ultimate quest to become the Geek of the Week. Capital Fave, say hello to the people.
Hail, my Geektonians! I am from the land of leopards, elephants, and crocodiles, and space marines. It's me, Cap, and my geek fact today is going to be Warhammer related, because Space Marine too. So in the Warhammer universe, it's always constant war, and you always need bodies, and Space Marines are expensive to make, so what you can throw at them is normal people, because they're very cheap. And because the recruitment process mostly works by, you're signing up, but if you need more urgency, depending on the world, the loss that you're in, you need some sort of propaganda device to get the soldiers in the ground. So in the standard military, they offer you a military guidebook, and in the Warhammer universe, the guardsmen get a guidebook as well. But it is the most, I would say, untruest data propagandized thing ever. Like, they describe the Xeno species as, dumb. Orcs, they say, their weapons are crude and jammed, which is true. They are big, but their muscles are not dense as humans, so you can easily pulverize them with the human fist. The Eldar, the space elves, they're not really that fast. And even if they are, they only get you closer to the target, so you'll be fine. And also this book has weird prayers to do certain things. Even medical stuff require prayers. And all in all, the guardsmen who have experience describe it as
super wiping?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, Cap, I'm giving you a bonus point there. I'll give our audience a bonus point if you were able to keep up with much of that, because I was not. Right, so, Tim, say hello to the people.
Hello to the people from Providence, Rhode Island. My geek fact of the week is that there are probably asteroids in the solar system that have more gold than has been mined in the history of our world.
Wow. I would like to... Okay, so there's so much money out there is what I take from this. Because is it on Venus that it rains diamonds? Have you heard that?
Diamonds are not that great anyways, because our Earth can make diamonds.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend, Cap, so don't go around saying that diamonds...
I don't know why people like diamonds. They're not that hard. Just
diamonds are forever. Have you not watched James Bond? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the most basic thing you can find in the universe. Gold is much more,
sparkles.
Well, carbon is one of the more basic things, but helium, I think, might be more abundant, as it is only needs one atom to exist. And carbon needs 9, or is that? I don't know.
In the words of McBain in The Simpsons, up an atom. Right, Dev, say hello to the people.
Hello, I'm Dev, and my geek fact is, was it something different? But I'm going to go back into diamonds right now. Diamonds are worthless. They are the product of a 100-year-long advertising campaign specifically designed to make them valuable.
See, Dev understands it.
De Beers.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second. I'm on eBay right now. diamond ring, the first one that comes up, is £930. So if you guys think they're worthless, send me your diamonds.
Are they worthless? Google the words, are they worthless?
What?
Google, are diamonds worthless?
No, okay, look. eBay says they're worth 900. Oh, that's not. Yeah, okay, look. I've gone off the page. But eBay says that guy is worth £930. So,
David, eBay also says Deadpool on PS4 is worth 50 grand. So.
What?
Hang on, I need to fact check this. Right. Deadpool on the PS4. PS4. Yeah. Okay, we've definitely covered this before. Exaggeration. It's only £66,666. Come on. Right. But yeah, that's insane. Hang on. I'm putting it on watch. So there you go. I might get an offer, guys. Right. Okay, good. That is interesting. Now, I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff that we've got to react to, so let's go straight into some hot takes. Capelthave, what have you got for us?
This is not a hot take, but like two of the greatest dads of fiction that passed away, James Earl Jones, and also the guy who voiced Master Splinter in the 80s series has passed away as well.
Yes. Yeah, no, very sad stuff. James L. Jones, like, he was 93, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, guys. So, like, Mufasa, Darth Vader, iconic roles. Whoa, we hear some weird noise in the background, guys. Right.
Sorry, that's my delivery.
It's okay. But what I was going to say, guys, for me, the greatest James Earl Jones role of all time is King Joffrey Joffa in Coming to America. Like, that, he was truly the king there.
You know, he and his wife in that movie voiced Mufasa. They're Mufasa and Sarabi.
Yeah.
They were the original Lion King.
Yeah, I love the fact that they did that. I love the fact that they kept that casting consistent there. Okay, any particular favourite James Earl Jones performance from any of you guys, though?
Mufasa's all the way.
Okay, Dev?
I've got a conventional one. In Big Bang Theory, when he makes a cameo, there's a scene where he goes to Carrie Fisher's house and knocks on her door and runs away, and Carrie Fisher told her to fuck off.
That's very funny. What?
I've seen some of the clips trending. I don't know. I haven't watched Big Bang Theory, but like I've seen the clip where Sheldon like corners him in a restaurant. That clip has been making rounds.
Oh my god! You should watch Big Bang Theory. I genuinely love that show. Right.
You're the only person.
No, it's a good show. Come on. Come on, we all know the quote. Knock, 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 penny. Knock, 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 penny. Knock, 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 penny. Love it.
For weird reasons, David, like, I got a Seinfeld, I got Fresh Prince, I got Friends, but for some reason, Big Bang Theory is just like, the clips have not actually pulled me to it.
But you're on a show right now called Geek Battle. It is literally, it is our people.
They are big geeks, we are the real geeks.
No, there's so many fun references in that show. So many, like, thought-provoking questions about whether Superman actually can fly, or is it just an extension of his strength? You know, really thought-provoking stuff.
No, it's before it's just like he can leap to tall buildings in a single bounce. But right now he just like, you know, glides and fly and everywhere. So
yeah, but you can fly in space.
Yeah.
So you can fly.
Flight, not strength.
Yeah, well anyway. Right, so, Tim, do you have a favourite James Earl Jones performance?
I don't. I lamented the fact that he was passing away because of his like work as Darth Vader, but and Mufasa.
Yeah.
But those were kind of the only two things I remember him from. Even though I saw a meme about him from Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's bring up a good thing. I've just got about him here. So let's see. I'm going to see what credits. Apparently, he was in Doctor Strangelove in 1964. That's his earliest film credit. Star Wars. I haven't heard of almost any of these things. He was in Exorcist II: The Heretic, and
oh yeah, the funny clip of him that way. Like they're like viewing through the demon source, and he just comes up and he just roars to the ghost or camera.
Yeah.
That's the funniest clip
Wow.
you've seen.
He was in Three Fugitives. Do you remember Three Fugitives? Comedy film. It's like Nick Nolte and who's like the little guy in it? Oh my god, my mind's blanked on it. I have to click on it. Martin Short, Nick Nolte, and like a little girl. That is a really good movie. But apparently he was the detective in that, and I didn't remember that. But yeah, he was. Let's see. I don't know most of his credits, to be fair. He was in Naked Gun 33 1/3 as himself. Anyway.
Also, Tim, in the Conan the Barbarian, there's also a funny scene where it's like, you know, in the palace, they're all dancing, they're all getting high, and James Earl Jones just looks at it and he's like, okay, everyone's getting high, I'm going to become a snake. And he just transforms into a snake. It's the most weirdest scene ever.
With James Earl Jones, I think he has to be a specific type of bad guy. I don't know if his character in Conan the Barbarian was so memorable. You know, like Darth.
I mean, like Tim, he literally turns into a snake while everyone's partying. That's his vibe.
I guess that's the thing, but like that's his. I think that's the character that was developed. You know, James Earl Jones. You know, maybe that was one of his favorite roles, but who knows?
Yeah.
I think he's having the most fun with that one because, like, he gets to do outlandish stuff.
Yeah, that's true. That can be a little bit of fun, especially when I'm doing it with like improv, and you don't have to be serious with it.
Yes. Now,
there's also clips of Mufasa that were like funny outtakes. Remember Disney used to do outtakes of films? Pixar did that. Disney also did that. And there's like Mufasa literally trying to get his voice, and he's like doing voice exercise. That's the funniest clip ever.
Yeah.
Right, so anyway, guys, James Earl Jones, like, very sad news. And then you said, I did see about this story. The guy who voiced Splinter in the 1980s, early 1990s Ninja Turtles cartoons passed away. Do you know what the actor's name was, Cap?
Peter something.
Okay.
Let me get.
Let's see. I probably got it on this.
Okay, you can Google it much faster than me.
Maybe not. What is it?
Peter Renaday.
Yeah. So yeah, very sad. Like, I'll be honest, I don't know much about anything other than that he played Splinter, but always sad to hear. You know, hopefully he lived like a long life. I honestly, other than
89. He's 89.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, any particular? Well, Cap, you didn't even watch that version of Ninja Turtles, did you?
Nope.
Oh
nope.
My god. That
Again,
was...
like with Adam West Batman, David. Like if I got onto those shows, like they would have never became my favorites. Thank goodness I've got into much more later shows, and I appreciate the '80s series because it's what started the whole TMNT era. So I appreciated that, and I know he also appears in the TMNT Turtles Forever film. With the old classic Turtles, and he is much more of a stoic role, which I also liked.
Okay, let's just very quickly bring up about who this guy is, what else he did. So, oh my god, apparently he's a voice actor. He's been in like loads of video games, Metal Gear Solid 2, Assassin's Creed. He was an additional voice in Chronicles of Riddick. So clearly a prolific voice actor. Let's see if there's anything else to where he was. Let's bring this up. You might spot something just as I'm scrolling. So let's see. Assassin's Creed, Gears of War, Marvel. He played Odin. Of course he would if he was Master Splinter. Fallout, Avatar the game,
Dragon Age,
Princess and the Frog. It looks like he was like one of these reliable go-to voiceover actors where they could just get him in everything. So
Jim, he's in Halo. Yeah. He was in Halo.
The one thing I know about him is he was consistently Abraham Lincoln for a number of cartoons.
That's freaky. Like, okay, okay.
I just picture someone in like real life being consistently Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah. Okay. So Tim, you're our resident American on the show today. That's rare. It's usually loads of you. Abraham Lincoln,
Many
right?
parts in my country.
Do we have any record? When was Abraham Lincoln? How old is that? Is there recordings of him? Do we know what his
No,
voice sounds like?
he's before camera age.
No,
So,
but there are photos. There could have been some sound.
I think that the photograph was developed close to that time, but the most accurate depiction of Abraham Lincoln was in the Spielberg directed movie, where he kind of had a high-pitched tone like this.
Well, Tim, I always thought Abraham
Lewis
Lincoln, the Vampire Hunter,
Who was
was the
that?
most
Like,
accurate
what was that
Abraham
movie with
Lincoln.
Daniel Day-Lewis?
Yeah.
That was the one directed by Spielberg, and I read an article about what Lincoln's voice was like, and Daniel Day-Lewis tried to mimic it as close as possible, according to what was described in written form. But since we don't
Tim,
have,
Tim, I would have to say I thought Abraham Lincoln, the Vampire Hunter, was the most accurate Abraham Lincoln film.
well, that allows for some creative license there. But yeah, that was a good movie. I liked that movie for a bit. You know,
I don't know why. Like, I love like weird history. I just love that idea. Like, put like a supernatural or weird spin on like historical moments.
Yeah.
I think also did when I wrote my book. That kind of also did where I put in mythology figures in like real world events, kind of make it spicier. So I just like that sort of thing.
Okay.
like the Vampire Hunter is real steampunk.
Here's a little bit of digging up that I've done, and if this is accurate, but there are no voice recordings of Abraham Lincoln, but the earliest president for whom we have a voice recording is Benjamin Harrison. I don't know that one, but what I can tell you for comparison, Abraham Lincoln, born 1809, died 1865. Benjamin Harrison, born 1833, died 1901. So they weren't. It wasn't far off. It wasn't far off. So fascinating stuff. Anyway, I forget where we're at. Oh yeah, Master Splinter. Sorry, what's that, Dev?
We were all...
Lincoln got killed, so he didn't actually die in natural causes.
Yeah, true. He would have lasted longer. Right.
He should have taken the offer and became a vampire, like in the movie.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, so I'm gonna.
Is it too early? No, I'm kidding.
Is it too soon? Isn't it too soon? Too soon. Right.
I'm not willing to make a joke for fear of being canceled, but you guys go ahead.
40 years.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So anyway, it looks like he did a lot of things. He played diplomat in Justice League Star-Crossed or something like that. I don't know. So okay, he doesn't look like he had many. Is this a shame? If you're Master Splinter, you'd think you'd get at least one other really well-known role, but it just doesn't look like he did.
It's also weird. I mean, like he did not return for the best. I think he's probably part of the producer lot, maybe for the TMNT 2007 film.
Yeah.
But like he didn't return for Master Splinter unless when he did TMNT Turtles Forever.
No, he wasn't even in Forever. He wasn't even in Forever.
He's not even. So Master Splinter didn't appear in that, so he was not voiced by him.
No, it wasn't him.
I wonder if this guy was like also, did he like volunteer at the Boys and Girls Club, or like, you know, like big brother, big sister, and just trying to like be like a general all around good guy. It's like, I'm Master Splinter, you know, I've got lots of wisdom for the youngins.
Yeah.
Just 1 second, guys. I've noticed that there's a problem because, oh shit, it's Nick. Right.
That doesn't sound like a problem. That sounds like a solution.
Yes, you're right, Tim. You're right. Hello, Nick. How you doing?
Did you hear the sad news?
What?
Did you hear the sad news?
No, what happened?
Master Splinter has passed away. The 80s one.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It's Nick.
I was thinking the same, Tim. Right, Cap, what way to ease someone into the show? Right, okay, but...
No, I don't like to ease stuff
Right.
in. I like to
Also,
throw them
I
in.
think James Earl Jones passed away.
He did, yeah. We were discussing that. Very sad stuff.
And I do have a good reason for being late. Although, David, you would not understand, being that you're Brit, I was at the fucking dentist.
Yes. Wait, were you trying to, like...
We do. This is the best part. We don't need to take a mortgage to pay for it.
Yeah, exactly. Boom. Slam dunk! Right, okay, so anyway.
Oh, your silly national healthcare system.
Yeah.
Ah!
I know. In England, you could just run. You don't have to look where you cross the road because they'll just fix it for free. It's all good. Right, now, anyway. Let's see. We've just about... Nick, do you have a geek trivia fact for us since we're still on the introductions round 34 minutes into the show?
No.
Okay, good. Right.
If you give me a few minutes, I'll come up with one.
I don't need you to. It's good. Right, so anyway, we're going to...
Need points?
Yeah, you can have a point. Right, now, we're going to, move on. Guys...
I'll take a penny point all day.
Okay, good. Right, so, guys, I don't know if any of you have seen it or seen the trailers and stuff, but this is something to look out for. I don't know if they have a similar program in the United States or in Sri Lanka, but in the UK, at the Odeon Cinema, I saw that they had advertised Scream Unseen, and it was like, I was like, what is this? And it said, see a 5-star, currently unreleased horror film before it comes out, and you don't get to find out what it is before it comes up on the screen. Great concept, because I tell you what, the movie was The Substance, starring Demi Moore and Dennis Quaid, right? And I'd seen the trailer for it, and I guarantee you I wasn't going to go and see it. But because I went to see, it's going to be a mystery film, there was almost not a single seat in the theatre. It was packed, right? And so everyone's going to now come away, just as a marketing thing, be like, yeah, there was this mystery film, and everyone will be like, what was the film? And then it will spread the word, and it was actually a really good film. But I'll get into that in a second. Dev.
So no, I know about that, and there is an American equivalent for it. AMC does it as well in America.
Okay, but anyway, so The Substance.
You know the Sri Lankan equivalent?
Guys, what I can say, I'm not going to give massive spoilers about it, but I will say a little something if you haven't checked out the trailer, just because we're on Geek Battle. But what I would recommend is, unless you're watching or on the show and you're really into geek stuff and hearing about it and discussing it, I would suggest tell your friends to go see this film without knowing anything about it and just letting it take you by surprise. But what you would find out in the trailer is it's a little bit like Death Becomes Her, in as much as it's about Demi Moore is a bit older, but my God, she for about 50, she looks really good, and that's part of the point, right? Because she's playing a slightly fading TV star who gets an opportunity of, in the movie Death Becomes Her, for something to kind of be young again. And I won't tell you too much more.
Deal with the devil.
You could say that, right? But it kind of leans into...
You know what? I will say that, in fact.
Okay, have you seen it, Nick?
No, I'm just agreeing with Cap.
Well, thank you for agreeing with Cap.
I don't know why I'm agreeing with Cap, but I am.
Good. Yeah, right, so anyway. So, it has a vibe of Jekyll and Hyde to it, okay? Where... Yeah, I won't say too much more, except for...
Can you see the trailer? Can you see the trailer?
Here's the thing, like I said, and this is the God's honest truth, I'd seen the trailer, and there was no way I was going to go and see this movie. It's quite stylized, and the characters are often quite over the top. Except for Demi Moore's character. If I bring up the trailer, it's going to spoil it, and you won't be able to hear it. But it's called The Substance.
So it's kind of like Geek Battle, where we're all over the top, and Tim is the exception.
Okay, so hang on.
That's a little out there.
Right, so let me just have a quick look.
I would say Jim is out there.
I have all these philosophical arguments about a potato, and you guys are like, I really like that show.
I really hope this trailer is safe for work. Safe for work, not safe for work. Right, I hope it is safe for work. So let's bring it up here. I'm taking a real risk here, guys.
Bring up the shield.
Thank you for the compliment.
Right. Okay, so...
Thank you for the compliment.
Okay, so here is the gentle trailer, right? I think this is on mute. So I'll give it... So there's Elizabeth.
Wow, Demi Moore looks good.
Right, okay, so she is a fading TV star, and basically Dennis Quaid is you're too old, and she gets an opportunity to have her youth back, right? Best screenplay, it's got an amazing concept behind it. Although, like I said, it's a bit Jekyll and Hyde-like. So I really hope this is a safe for work trailer. There's nothing that says not safe for work. But the film, I promise you, is very not safe for work. Do not take a girlfriend to see this movie, right? It's not gonna go down well.
No, Captain, you'll be perfectly fine.
Right, so look, here we see, so, she injects herself with something. And before you know it...
Is this an allegory for Botox?
This is just Dr. Dolittle.
No. Do you mean Nutty Professor?
Yeah.
Oh my god, this better be a safe for work trailer, right? So anyway, it makes her young again, is what I'll say.
So it's Freaky Friday?
Although, David, I would say, like, Demi Moore, when we see her, like, yeah, she looks great.
So it's Freaky Friday all over again?
No, it's not Freaky Friday. Freaky Friday is like a body swap with
Nutty Professor.
So it's a bit like Nutty Professor. You are right there, Dev. That's hitting the nail on the head. It's more Jekyll and Hyde than Nutty Professor though, because I can't even tell you without giving massive spoilers. But this film is genuinely shocking when you watch it. Like, I'm not overhyping it. This film does things which you wouldn't imagine. Okay?
But, like, well, okay, I posed the question. Would you guys, when you're 80 or 90, when someone gives you a drug that'll turn you into 20s, would you take it?
That is the perfect question to discuss after you've seen the film. Because if you see the film, then you'll know all of the reasons either to or not to do it.
It's best if we make the choice with our base understanding first, and then we see the film and learn the lesson.
Yeah, all right. So my answer is as follows.
Yeah.
Only if it turns me into Demi Moore.
If you get Dev, I would love to turn you into Demi Moore. I would.
Don't even bring me into this.
That was not Dev. That was me. Why would you confuse me with Dev?
Bring me out of this.
But
What
honestly,
about you
guys, I haven't written my review for it yet, but I'm going to probably within the next day. And part of the reason is because it's a film where it took me so by surprise, because obviously I didn't know what it was. I'd seen the trailer, could barely remember the trailer, because honestly, when you watch that trailer, it's not really that memorable. It didn't grip me, right? But when you actually see the film, it's got so much to it where it's like, wow, this is a really good film. And it's a film that gets better as it goes on. And it's really well made. It's a really good script. And I don't know if it's... I don't think I'm going to give it a 5-star out of 5. But I don't think it deserves any less than 4 stars. Incredibly good film.
Okay, so because I can't watch thrillers and that, I just read the whole thing. And it sounds cool.
Oh my god. Dev, do you know what? Like, reading it is one thing. Like, if you
I'm
can...
going to watch it.
Yeah, if you could...
I can't.
Do you know what? Here's the thing. As a horror film, it's not scary, but it's a film where you'll kind of be like this, not wanting to see certain things.
I can't even watch it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like, I would say the Banshee film that kind of came out with Oppenheimer and stuff, that I would say that's a horror film for me, even though it was not a horror film.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, highly recommended. See the substance.
It sounds like a good movie, and like if I wasn't afraid of horror, I'd watch it.
Do you know but again, it's genuinely not. It's not going to make you jump.
It's not.
Like it's not going to play on your mind. You just certain things you won't want to see.
It's a psychological horror, right? Psychological horror.
I wouldn't even say it's psychological. It's just there are some
Body horror.
Body horror. It is body horror.
Body horror and like uncomfortable, like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I tell you what.
Again, David, I'm not a horror fan, but I will watch it for Demi Moore.
I tell you something though, this concept, it definitely deserves to be its own film. But they could take the exact same concept and add it into a storyline in Doctor Who or some other sci-fi show. But Doctor Who in particular, there could be a storyline with something like what happens in this, and they could completely do it.
Isn't it sort of covered?
Go on, Tim.
Go on, Tim.
Isn't it sort of covered in Batman the Animated Series with that guy who uses the mud on his face, and then eventually he turns into like, yeah.
Oh, Clayface.
Sort of, but that doesn't count because he had an addiction, and the gangsters tied him up and made him drink it all.
Okay.
Cap?
There's also, I don't remember which series exactly it is, but still kind of the same concept. It's an old guy, when he touches things, like he becomes young and also he gets a lot of power and he goes crazy. So it's the Jekyll and Hyde.
You know, again, the nuance of it, like we Jekyll and Hyde, especially, Nutty Professor, Jekyll and Hyde, both of those kind of sum up some aspects of this. But again, it's something you have to see.
We can't talk about why without spoiling it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You kind of.
I would guess. I'm guessing it's the needle and everything. It's a Botox and stuff like that. It's more modern orientated, which is very allegorical for our modern day.
Probably. What I can say is that there is commentary in it, but it's not overbearing. But when you watch it, it definitely is saying a commentary on celebrity. It definitely saying a commentary on Hollywood. Yeah. Genuinely, every male character kind of is just judging younger or older Demi Moore based on her appearance. And so it is kind of like, well, if you've got one character and it's like they're reacting to her like this and then they're reacting to her when she looks perhaps different. There's good commentary in it, but it's so over the top the way they do it, it doesn't actually feel that preachy. It feels almost, not parody either, but it feels like they make their point without it trying to make a point.
So I'm going to try and watch really carefully, not spoil it.
Mm-hmm.
It shows the dangers of wanting to be young.
Yeah. Exactly. Anyone watching this show, if you were young, just start aging as quickly as you can, guys. Come on. Cap, you better start aging.
Maybe we could also add. Maybe we could also add. It's okay where you are.
Yes, absolutely.
You're enough. Where you are.
But guys, in your lifetime, we already have so many cosmetic surgeries and stuff, and I think it's going to be give it 10 or 20 years, it's going to be even more advanced. So will you or will you not do it?
Wait, Cap, are you asking should we have cosmetic surgery?
If other than the common stuff, if you can go back to your suit look that I always show on Extreme Improv, would you take it?
God damn, Cap. Jesus. Look, I look better in my suit look, for God's sake.
What suit look? Hold on.
There's a photo of me from 2011, and it's sort of like an arty shot where I'm sat like this, right? It's before I was shaving my head. I'm wearing a suit. Look, I've got a waistcoat on today. What more do you want?
Alright, so I saw Beetlejuice.
Oh, okay, let's move on. I've seen that as well. Nick, give us your thoughts on Beetlejuice.
So I thought it was awesome. I really loved it.
Yes.
A lot of nostalgia.
Yes.
I really enjoyed it. I thought that Jenna Ortega was great in it.
Yeah.
Winona Ryder was Winona Ryder. Catherine O'Hara was amazing as in everything she's ever done.
Yeah.
My only qualm with the movie.
Oh, I knew it was coming.
What is it?
Go on. What is it?
My qualm? No Samuel L. Jackson. That would have made the movie absolutely perfect.
Oh. Right. Okay. Hang on 1 second, guys. He's done it. Right. So. With this.
I win!
Yeah, okay, now, I have seen Beetlejuice as well. I'll stay away from major spoilers, but I'll be honest. It's one of these movies where if you know what happens or doesn't know what happened, right, I don't think it's the end of the world. But I won't give spoilers.
My real beef with the movie was that it could have been done as 3 or 4 short movies. Because does that make sense? The stuff with Dolores could have been a movie on itself. the stuff with Astria and the other kid. What's his name?
I don't know the other kid's name.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, of course.
That could have been another 20 or 30 minutes all by itself.
Yeah, but I imagine. Look, this film genuinely has been a huge hit at the box office. Imagine if they'd just put it on a streaming service. What a waste. It's okay to make movies, right? Everything now has to be an event series. Like,
so I went to with my mother, and her review was like, "There's too much crap going on in this movie for it to make sense." I'm like, "It's great." My favorite gag, and this is a minor spoiler.
Yeah.
Is the Soul Train. Is the best joke in the entire movie.
Okay. Well, let's leave that there because it will start to get slightly spoilery. But
that's all I got.
My quick thoughts on it. Beetlejuice. Like Michael Keaton in that makeup in 1988 meant that he could play that character like 35, 40 years later and look exactly the same. Like he hasn't missed a beat. Michael Keaton is fantastic. Catherine O'Hara, Winona Ryder. Winona Ryder's character had to evolve slightly, and it does.
I like a little more evolution of that character.
Well, because she was playing a teenager, and like this is no real spoiler. The idea is General Ortega is now playing her daughter, so they have to kind of put General Ortega into the kind of role that Lydia was in the first movie, and then Lydia has to kind of evolve slightly, which
Who
is
did
fine.
she marry?
Well, that's a spoiler. We can't go into any of that.
Yeah.
She married Beetlejuice?
Literally can't give any. But what I will say, I don't know if they
I'll
were...
text you. Kev, I'll text you.
What I will say is this film is a complete story. Clearly they made it so that this would be a good thing on its own. But maybe they were saying, well, we hope it does well, and just from the title, if we've got Beetlejuice, and we have Beetlejuice, now it's been such a big hit, I think within the next 3 years, we have to get Beetlejuice. Has to happen.
Or Beetlejuice Cubed, as I would like to call it.
Yeah. Dev.
Fun fact about that, did you know this only happened because Beetlejuice 2 only happened because Jane Ortega left Scream.
Because she what?
Because she left Scream.
She left Scream? Really?
Yeah. Because she left the Scream franchise.
Yeah.
And stopped doing it. They approached her for Beetlejuice 2.
Ah. Do you know what, though? Of anyone...
I would say I think it's much more marketable than Scream.
Oh, yeah. But well, I don't know. Scream's a big franchise as well.
Yeah, but that's mainly for adults and, like, probably teenagers. But, like, Beetlejuice, you get all the audience.
When you see...
Actually, my local cinema did something... cinema did something really smart. You could buy double feature tickets. They would do Beetlejuice 89 and Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Like, same here.
With a 10-minute break between.
I've seen a lot of this at the moment. Like, my local cinema has got, like, whole days where there's, like, 4 Star Wars movies back to back. And you go there, like, at 10:30 in the morning and finish at about 10:30 at night. It's crazy.
Do you know
I did that for Lord of the Rings when it first came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what? I would love to do that, except for... I think it would just be a slog. Imagine if you didn't like the other people in the cinema with you. Right, Dev.
Okay, so in London, there's these events where they do the extended edition of Lord of the Rings, beginning to the end, all in one day.
Yeah. Do they do it with The Hobbit as well?
Yes.
Yeah, 24 hours.
At the Prince Charles Cinema.
With the cinema, I would say, like, that would not be a pleasant experience.
We did a private party. We did a house party that was watching all 3 Lord of the Rings extended editions at one of my friend's house, and that was super fun.
That could be fun because, like, you have your friends and you're in a comfortable environment.
We were ordering, like, he's very hospitable, so he was like, there was always like food and tea and coffee and beer and stuff lying around in the house, and everybody had chipped in for. He was like, everybody's gonna throw in 20 USD, and we're gonna buy. I'm gonna make sure that there's snacks and food available for everyone
Yeah.
all day.
We should do
Was
that
it
in this stream.
acceptable to
Tim.
nap?
Sorry, Tim?
What?
Was it acceptable to nap? Are
Yeah,
you?
it was.
Yes.
Oh, perfect. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I'm in. Next, let me know next time it happens.
Well, yeah, that's what I was
I
going to say. We
passed out on the
should
couch for about
totally...
an hour.
If only we could, like, live stream the things that we watch. Imagine if we did, like, a Geek Battle that was 24 hours long. We start with The Hobbit.
There's a
And go all the
channel
way
who
through.
does that, David. There's a I think it's Mulder, I think, who has like streamed Mulan, like all these sorts of movies, and it's like a 12-hour stream of like geeks coming in, like commenting on the whole thing. They did like back-to-back of the Mulan remake, and they made fun of it the whole way.
Yeah.
They do that. I don't know if they get away with it.
I didn't mind the Mulan remake.
I can
If
get.
you want to do a 24-hour, if you want to do a 24-hour live stream and have people just join in and maybe fundraise for something, I'm totally up for that.
Okay.
I'm down
Okay.
for that too.
I'd join you for 6 hours.
I'm down
24
for the
hours.
money for it.
That's a long time. I'll have to think on
Yeah.
that.
Can we play like? Can we do like an extended let's play of something?
Well, like a video game.
Yeah.
Maybe. Guys, we keep saying
we
this.
are
Right, we need to
right?
organise. I know people put like in the chat, like our private chat, audience, this is just us organising now. But I know we put in the chat some of our like handles on that. I totally forgot to actually follow up on any of that. But we need to find out what consoles we've got, what games we've got, find some game, or a PC, find out something we've all got, and I'll arrange this. We'll do like a live stream of it soon.
The two multiplayer games that I got is Brawlhalla and Multiversus.
I love Brawlhalla.
I've got Brawlhalla.
Okay.
I've never heard of both of them, so I would love to play them.
Yeah, same
Basically,
Tim,
Smash
same
Bros
Tim.
with Smash Bros with like other licensed characters like Rayman and
Yeah, it's super cool.
Xavier.
Okay, cool.
It's like Mortal Kombat, but more cartoonish.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Moving on because time will be a little bit limited today. But is there anything else people have seen and stuff? I've got another thing, but I feel like I've spoken quite a lot. Is there stuff you've seen, Cap?
Space Marine 2. Why the heck you have to make games so VRAM extended, new technologies? I mean, like I would say, like the game animation. It's not Red Dead Redemption 2. I think like if you apply Red Dead Redemption 2 to Space Marines, I would say Red Dead Redemption 2, a game that came before, looks better and also runs on my computer. And this thing, it does not look that much better. But I would say it's a processing heavy game because like they used AI to they really give you the Tyranid experience. The Tyranids, the aliens in Warhammer, they're like everlasting hunger that's like coming at you.
Cap,
So
I have a solution.
PS5
Hang
for
on.
$120.
Yeah. The solution is, Capplefave, get a PlayStation 5. Then it won't
I
burn
can't.
your
I
PC.
hate joysticks. Okay, I want keyboard and mouse.
You can probably play with keyboard and mouse. Just get like a game
They make
controller.
keyboard and mouse for PS5.
Oh, there's a thing. That's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I will say a PS5 in Sri Lanka will probably cost like £1 million.
Then I'm sticking with my laptop, guys.
Wait, what's going to cost £1 million, Dev?
PS5 in Sri Lanka.
Oh my god! Right, Dev. Now, at the very top of the show, on the subject of PS5, we had mentioned they've announced the PS5 Pro, and you've got a couple of thoughts, which I did hold you back on it. But do you want to give your thoughts on that?
Okay, so we've got a console that's like slightly better features, slightly better VRAM, ray tracing, and basically features that PC already had for ages, without a disk drive or stand. That costs an extra $500 to pay for. That retails at $699 in the US.
Does it have a better heatsink than the regular PS5?
No. And the UK price is $912. The European price is $880.
That's really fascinating because I had seen that.
It's a worse console for more.
Wait, how is it worse? Just because it doesn't have a disk drive?
It doesn't have a disk drive and it doesn't have a stand. Let's buy them separately.
Wow.
My
Did
PS5
the
doesn't
original
start
not come
either.
with a stand?
The original had a stand, yes.
That's crazy. Why would they not give you a stand? It's a piece of plastic.
Yeah, they charge separately for it now.
Wow.
My PS5 does not have a PS drive either.
Oh, you got it all digital.
No, stand. Do you have a stand though?
I do. I don't use it, but I have a stand.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys, look, this will tell us a little something about each other. Nick, with your PS5,
Yes.
are you vertical or are you horizontal?
Horizontal.
Oh, you're horizontal. Oh,
But it's
dude.
because of the way that my entertainment center is set up in my bedroom. Otherwise, I would have vertical.
No, Nick, it's okay. I accept you for who you are. Right, okay. I have everything vertical just to fit everything in, basically.
Yeah, like I only have a PS5 right now. I'm thinking about getting a Wii U randomly.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Or
Why a
or
Wii U, out of
something.
interest?
Okay, so I'm guessing why, but I don't think is Nick allowed to talk about it. The Wii U is the best piece of hardware for emulation right now.
I was not going to use it for that. It's because I'm an old school Nintendo fanboy player, and I would just want to get all the retro games.
Don't get a Wii U then. Right, let me tell you why. Da 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 da. Right, so the Wii U would have been perfect for retro games, but a year and a half ago they closed down the download store, so you can unless you use some sort of crack or emulation or something, you can no longer download all the NES, Super NES, N64, Genesis. You can't get that anymore officially. So
So
this,
you should get a Switch instead.
this you could play any Wii U stuff, and you could play any Wii games, but that's it. You wouldn't. be able to
Anytime I
get...
hear Wii U, it brings me back to a movie. Yeah, Wii U, Wii U, Wii U, Wii U, where the woman character is like half the time the dialogue is just her going Wii U, Wii U, Wii U, Wii U.
What movie is that,
Sorry.
Tim?
Kung Pao Enter the Fist.
Oh my god, I love Kung Pao Into the Fist.
Like,
Wait,
how do you like my face to your fist method?
Awesome.
My favorite line in Kung Pao Into the Fist is, I shall be known as Evil Betty.
Yeah. Okay.
You
So
know, Tamil people love that film so much. They did a rendition of like a guy fighting the cow in a Tamil film.
I think there's the second movie coming out soon, like Kung Pao 2.
Oh,
yeah. I was going to quickly say on what you'd said there, Nick. If you want a console that gives you the most retro experience, for everything to be completely official, get a Nintendo Switch, because they have their Netflix of old Nintendo games on there, and they've added N64 and Mega Drive and stuff like this. Otherwise,
you pay a pass.
Yeah. Otherwise, like if you have a PC and you do emulation, but if you want a more console experience, either get a Steam Deck, which is like it's about this size.
Yeah, I've seen a Steam Deck.
Yeah, it's about this size, and it's a PC, but it also has all of your Steam games on it, and you can put like all the different emulators and stuff on it.
or Space Marine 2.
If you want something truly retro, hang on, let's see if I can actually reach this thing. You'll
We
want.
could also play like.
I'm gonna check this now. Hold on.
Wait, 1 second. You'll want an analog pocket. It looks like a Game Boy, but basically you can plug in actual Game Boy cartridges, but you can get like FPGA, which is like better than emulation cores, so it can have NES, TurboGrafx, like Neo Geo, all kinds of stuff on it. It's very
Oh
good.
my god!
You'd love it.
Wow.
Oh, I feel dirty.
Yeah.
You
Good for
feel
you.
dirty or
Oh, by the
30?
way, it can't run Space Marine. I just checked.
Oh,
I feel so bad. My most recent video game system is a Nintendo Switch that my brother bought. It's dead. The last one I got is an Xbox 360 that I found in the trash.
Oh, that's like a good day. You look in the trash and there's an Xbox.
Oh, yeah. Well, in the same bucket was Path of Dawn, like Radiance or something. It was like a $600 RPG. And
Dawn of Radiance,
Dawn of Radiance, yeah.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I need to look more in the trash.
Like official,
Okay,
2 Fire
so-
Emblem. And I was like, wow, someone's ex-girlfriend was really mad at them. They
Yeah,
tossed out.
Okay, Tim,
So
I
I
need to
was
explain this.
thinking,
Oh, hang
guys.
on, Nick, 1 second. Dev, go for it.
Okay, I need to explain this. In the UK, the Fire Emblem games are so rare. The Path of Radiance game that you have, the GameCube, is $350.
Oh,
Yeah, I eBayed mine, and people kept trying to bid it, and then they never actually paid for it. So I just ended up bringing it to a video game store down the street.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't play it, but I'm sorry to all the people I have just like broken their hearts or whatever because of not treating it like I should have.
It's okay, Tim. You like Space Marines.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, it's I'm a big. I think I like the Vulcans Space Marines the best.
Yeah, salamanders. They are the nicest Space Marines in the Warhammer universe. Like, if you're seeing a Space Marine, one, you're in immediate danger. That's why they're here. Otherwise, they would not show up. And if they do show up, you better hope it's the salamanders because they actually care about civilians. Ultramarines, maybe, but again, they will trade you for strategic purposes any day, unless you're the salamanders.
Hey, Cap and Tim, Tunics for life, bitches.
What?
But
What?
Tunics for life.
I mean,
Oh, you're a bug boy!
That's an opinion.
That is an opinion.
That is not an opinion. Nick is a bug boy. He likes the Tyrannus. Oh, Nick, you will love Space Marine 2. They give you the Tyrannus experience, like how it would be like to be invaded by the Tyrannus in a world. The sky's full of bugs, the whole shebang. It's all run by AI.
All right, that sounds cool. I'm
It's
not
amazing.
getting $120 though.
Anyway, sorry for interrupting.
No, I have no idea where you're at. So I'm gonna.
You were asking if you're vertical or horizontal.
Oh no! Do you know what? Let's power on, guys. Something I want to bring up because I put it into the title of the show before. We've got like a few minutes, I guess, but not terribly much longer. So, Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power Season 2. It's like half over already, and I'm literally catching up. I'm on the verge of getting to it because I had to go back to Season 1 because I didn't finish Season 1 and it's been a year, so I didn't remember it well enough. And I'll tell you something, guys. Rewatching Season 1 of Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, for me, it's one of these things where if you go into something with high hopes and then it disappoints you, you might be like, But if you then watch it, knowing what you're going in for, it exceeded my expectations the second time round.
$1 billion, David.
I know. Look, I'm not saying it justifies the cost, right? There's so many things where I'm like, they're doing that thing where they're just recreating and echoing moments from, it's like, I recognize this thing, or it's like, this is something that we liked before, and they're kind of like trying to play into, like...
You know, with that budget, you know how many anime studios would have put out great movies?
Look, I finished Terminator Zero. And it broke the law of the Terminator series. Right, here's the spoiler because it's one scene. You see an oracle speaking to the person that goes back in time in the Terminator and says, basically, it's a multiverse. It can't be a multiverse in the Terminator because then there's no point of change. Why would Skynet even try to stop John Connor from sending someone back in time? Because it won't affect them there. You cannot say in the Terminator that the whole point is they say there is no fate. The future isn't written. But if it's just a multiverse, then it doesn't matter because time is fixed. Cap.
Okay.
Okay, I have several things to say. I'll let you go there, but I also have several things to... One, this is why time travel is stupid. You will always get in a loop, so you have to go with multiverse bullshit to get right your way out of it. Second...
40 years they didn't do that, though.
The second, David, is that... Have you seen ChatGPT? It got stupider as it goes on with more humans. So Skynet just got stupider. And the other thing, This is why you don't make like adaptation of American films and anime. Just watch pure anime.
Dev, you were going to say something.
Okay, so with that, I think the whole multiple multiverse thing is not to mess with the established time travel rules of Terminator. Like, the time travel rules of Terminator still exists. Like, that is, like, you can still alter the path of your reality. The multiverse theory in Terminator is it exists to allow, for example, Terminator Dark Fate, Terminator Sarah Connor Chronicles, Terminator 3, and Terminator 2 to exist concurrently.
But unfortunately, right, I completely hear you. In that regard, it works. So suddenly they can be like, well, all of these stories suddenly count, except for they're very explicit of saying, oh, but when you go back in time, the Oracle says you won't actually change anything here. And it's like, so there's no point going back. You're just going to be creating some other thing. So unless you are the person that goes into this other timeline and stays there, the only way the Resistance could help every human still on the planet would be every single one of them to go into their own timeline, make it better, and then just live out their lives. Like,
well, that's it, though. The explanation for that is, in the anime universe, in the anime reality, they can't go back and change it. But in the movieverse, you can.
Well, yeah, exactly. So basically, I liked a lot about it. I didn't like that there was a robot cat. I was like, come on, what are we doing here? But then when they broke the whole lore of the series, I was like, well, in my head, this is no longer canon. Because it just destroys everything that John Connor was fighting for. Why did Sarah Connor raise a soldier just to send back the dad to not actually be back in... anyway. Cap.
So...
Dev, if you want to finish the Terminator point, go, because,
say, like the reasoning side is the same as Terminator 3. Like, the Terminator 3 happened, but it still disrupted everything. So that's why it's a different universe. Same thing.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to Rings of Power because that.
Oh yeah, I forgot we were on that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, David, if you have seen season 2, I think they're doing one thing I don't think they should. Maybe you know, storytelling wise, you know, you can do fun things. They're making the orcs. I think that's also part of the season 1. They're humanizing the orcs. I would say there's a good video of like Gandalf, like after seeing that scene, rethinking of all the orcs that he slaughtered, and like imagining they're having wives and kids.
Hey, Cap.
It's a funny thing.
Cap. Could they be orcifying the humans instead?
That would be fun. I think that's what they did in Warhammer, in every Super Soldier story, that you orcify the humans. But I would say again, this is a big flaw, I would say. Again, you are eliminating points where you can fight enemies, in a sense, like, have fun with enemies. The whole point of the Orcs experience is that they come out of mud pits. They just come out of mud pits and they just, like, give them shield and sword and they're like, okay, we're gonna kill somebody. That's their whole shtick. And it's fun, because, like, it does not give you too much of it. And even think about Warhammer. Orcs are just fungi. They're space fungi. So you don't get that much attachment to it, and also the storytelling purpose is mostly done for fun.
Yeah. So
is anyone else showing an echo, by the way?
Yes, a little bit. Now, So just to quickly finish my thoughts on Rings of Power, because I'll get by the next show that we do. I'm sure I'll be well into season 2. But for what season 1 is, I can say truthfully, when I watched Man of Steel the first time, I felt disappointed by the end of it. But then when I watched...
Was it Man of Steel?
Yeah. Right, anyway, we know, we've done the bit now. Right, okay, so, I felt disappointed with it, and when I then went back to it, I was like, okay, so the things that, I know what I'm going in for, it's not going to meet my expectations, but I had a new appreciation for it. There is stuff which I think, you know, is good about Rings of Power in its production. It looks, for how much they spent on it, very inferior to something like that it's got a 20-year advantage over in terms of everything. I don't think they've got all of the best casting, and I really don't think they've got a lot of the characters right. But rather than watching it once a week, where I was kind of like, oh, I'm kind of getting bored of it, because I've just been powering through it as I've been doing other work. Yeah, like I have found new appreciation, and like I'll see what season 2 brings, because maybe.
How dare you compare Man of Steel to Rings of Power?
Oh no,
I will never forgive you.
Well,
I mean, look, I'm in love with you, David. I do not like Rings of Power.
Yeah, that's fine. You know,
I gave it 3 episodes in season 1, and I'm like, nope.
I think I'm on episode 5, and truthfully, the plot has not got that exciting. But it's as something. Look, this isn't. I'm not super defending it, but I'm trying to say that as I'm doing other work, it's been nicely watchable alongside.
David, like, just get the cinematic storylines of Shadow of Mordor 1 and 2. Watch it when you have time, and you will have a much better experience with that story.
So, what I'm hearing from David is that you feel about Rings of Power the way that I feel about Wheel of Time.
I don't know anything about Wheel of Time, to be honest, to comment, but.
So, Wheel of Time, the best review that I've ever heard of Wheel of Time was it's a great book series once you get past book 6. But you really have to read 1 through 5.
But there's a load of things like that. Like, apparently the Fast and the Furious
what
movies.
What do you think of the Amazon series thing? What do you think of the Wheel of Time Amazon series?
I haven't seen it.
But, you know, there is a fair point. Like, I'd say Breaking Bad, you have to get into season 2 for it to get really good.
Breaking Bad is brilliant.
Yeah.
I love Breaking Bad. If you're saying a bad thing about Breaking Bad, I swear to cow, I'm going to tap at you.
I
think Breaking Bad was really bad.
What?
I mean, Nick, I would say this. They loved the show so much, it appeared in a science book as, a real science textbook in Sri Lanka.
Love it.
It was a thing. I would say this. I gave it a shot. Nick. But I was bored.
Have you seen Zootopia?
Yes, I love Zootopia.
So in Zootopia, there's a scene where Judy Chops and what's his face? Judy Chops and Nick Wilde go to like an RV, a recreational vehicle, like a camper. And they zoom into the camper, and they're making blue stuff. I'm saying that with my mom when we watched Breaking Bad together. The second time I watched it, and she was like, "Did Disney just make a Breaking Bad reference?" And I'm cackling madly in the theater. Yeah. I'm like, "Yeah."
Now, guys, we're going to have to begin to wrap up in like a few minutes, but very quickly, is there anything else people have seen, want to react to, and stuff like this? Give me any thoughts you guys have got. Well,
this is going to be longer-winded, slightly long-winded. Tomorrow, the Marvel collection is coming out for PS4 and PS5 and PC. It's a collection of the Marvel vs. Capcom games made by Capcom.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, no, they were some of the great games. So what's it got? Has it got X-Men vs. Street Fighter on it?
Yes.
Oh, I love that game.
It's got X-Men vs. Street Fighter, X-Men Children of Atom, Marvel Super vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes, Marvel vs. Capcom 1, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and The Punisher.
Wow.
It's such a great beat-em-up.
That sounds really cool, actually.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah, go on, Cap.
How does X-Men fight with Street Fighter? Wolverine will just stab them and rip them apart.
No. Look.
See, I know they also DC did that with Mortal Kombat, and I'm like saying, again, like most of the DC heroes would wipe the floor with the Mortal Kombat characters. The only thing they have is like magic, and they even have like stronger magic.
They have magic, and what is Superman weak to, Cap?
Yep, he's weak
magic.
to magic, but he's
Look.
not weak to it in a sense like Kryptonite way.
Yeah, but
And
look.
again, you got magic people in the Justice League, from Constantine to Zatanna to Shazam. So again, pound, Catchy.
But Cap, what you don't realise. Hang on. Look, what you don't realise. Hang on. Right, what you don't realise is that what the Street Fighter characters, what Ryu and Ken and Chun-Li have, that none of your Gambits and Wolverines and Xaviers will ever have, is true fighting spirit.
Sure, David, sure. Yeah, and Wolverine will rip that part up. What you gonna do now?
No, Cap, I'll tell you this one thing, this one quote by Stan Lee, that'll sum up everything he said. Whenever someone asks me who'd win between X and Y, my answer is always whoever the writer wants to.
Yes.
Yeah, but I guess it has to make at least about a lick of sense.
Or the real answer is whoever book they're in fighting in.
No, because in JLA vs. Avengers, and which was in the JLA, it was in the Avengers books, some of the Avengers lost.
Wow.
Right, but in Wolverine Incredible Hulk 169 and 160, 167 and 168, which is the first appearance of Wolverine. Incredible Hulk beats the shit out of Wolverine, and then in Wolverine issue 2, Wolverine beats the shit out of the Hulk.
Yeah, because you don't let someone in his first debut win in comics. It's
But
not
I
like
would say
wrestling.
the Justice League would most likely beat the Avengers, at least the Avengers from the movies.
Yeah.
Well, largely because Scarlet Witch and fucking Hawkeye have no powers.
Who is building something during the show?
Yeah, I don't know. It must be like an internet thing. Right, anyway, guys, let's begin to wrap this one here. We're going to go on to our outros round. Give any final recommendations you have. Nick, where can the people find you?
Twitter and stuff. Here. My recommendation: go watch Beetlejuice. It's awesome. If you already watch it, you know what? Go watch it again. It'll be just as awesome every time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to just quickly, I'm going to mute you all one at a time. If we still hear it, then I know who it is. Okay, it's not Nick. This is like the final on America's Got Talent. Oh shit, it's you, Cap.
It's
Oh, hang on. Wait.
No, it's Tim.
Oh, is it Tim?
It's
Hang on. Yeah, it's Tim. Right, okay. Don't worry, Tim. We're right at the end. Tim, unmute yourself. Where can the people find you?
You can find me in Providence, Rhode Island at the Providence Improv Guild. We're performing Fridays at 7:30 and Saturdays at 7:30 and 9:30. Otherwise, you can find me here at Geek Battle when I get the chance.
Okay, Dev.
We have me on TikTok and Twitch under the name FWDAT, and my geek recommendation is the Marvel vs. Capcom collection coming out tomorrow on Steam, PS4, and PS5 digitally.
Yeah, okay, Cap.
You can find me on Swordneeds, where I sing and dance, I throw myself in a bucket, and I work with puppets. And next video, it's going to be a collaboration of Dev and me on Demon Slayer and that Art Double song. It's great. And the next week, it happened, guys. Nick and I were in a podcast. And you know what happened? Nick agreed with me a lot.
I don't know what the fuck happened, but it was a lot of fun, and I would do it again.
Awesome.
So stay tuned on Swordneeds to check out those coming stuff, and you can also find me here on numerous shows on Xstreamed Improv.
Fantastic. My name is David Psansky. You find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dave Psansky, spelled Pustansky. More importantly, check out all things Geek Battle across all platforms: TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, and everywhere else. Facebook, of course, YouTube, most importantly. Smash that subscribe button. Tomorrow night, as I am speaking this live out loud, there will be an Extreme Improv Xstreamed live show on stage, including 2 guest acts, one of the Leotard Lovers, but the others a Geek Battle live on stage. And it's a new concept. We've done Geek Battle live a few times, but this one will really delve more into some... It's not long-form improv, but it's like an anthology of what-if scenarios based on your favourite geeky properties. So, with that, until next time, stay safe, always stay extremed. To hell with you, Jai Courtney, and boom, we're off the air. Poor Jai Courtney.
But David, it's also Geek Battle